you are all doing well. Today I'm going to share with you my top 10-ish men's fragrances. These are my personal picks. The fragrances that would never fail me, fragrances that I would always like to smell on a man, and here I'm really just giving you my personal opinion, so it is my taste here. I'm not judging fragrances objectively. I'm telling you what my nose likes to smell, and I would like to think that many women would agree with me on these choices, because really I think these fragrances would appeal to all men and women, and some of them are similar, some of them are totally different, but still they are excellent. So consider this as my all-time favorite fragrances. Some of them are recent discoveries, some of them are like very loyal friends. So yeah, let's go ahead. So of course I'm so excited to tell you that Tom Ford Toscan Leather is not going to make it to this list. Let's start with the boring stuff. Of course this is going to be La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. This has been reformulated. People say that it now sucks. I do not really agree with that. It still smells great in my opinion. Probably the 2016 batch is really bad because I tested it the other day in a department store, but anyway, on eBay you could always find someone who is selling their older bottles. Some people really use this to their advantage and ask for a higher price, but some people really are not aware of the whole hype around this fragrance, so you might get a bottle for a very cheap price. I am after something like that now. But anyway, still one of my favorite fragrances for men, and it will always be. I'm sure about that. I'm going to mention this fragrance because this is a rediscovery, Creed Green Irish Tweed, and I am now after the Amalfi clone to compare them side by side, but bear with me please, because you know, the budget thing. Anyway, great lemon verbena opening, very true to the name, very true to the notes. This fragrance is seductive, not particularly so masculine, but of course it is not a unisex fragrance. I would say that it would be a great choice for any person who would like to get one fragrance and just depend on it all year round. Probably more suitable to be worn in the summer or when it is warmer, but in the winter, if you are indoors, it could still work. Great fragrance, recent discovery. Let's move on. Of course, the usual suspects. I have Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme by Chanel and Christian Dior, Dior Sauvage. Both of these fragrances are very good in my opinion. The difference is that Dior Sauvage is very loud, very fresh. I think it is a better interpretation of Creed Aventus in my opinion, while this one, the Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, is better than the Allure Homme Sport, the regular eau de toilette. That one is a bit fresher and better than the Blanche edition, believe it or not. I'm not very fond of that other creation because it is so lemony, almost something that might hurt your throat or something that you might taste. I prefer this one a lot over all the Allure and the Allure flankers. Go with this one, you won't regret it, all year round, all ages, all seasons, things like that. I'm going to mention this fragrance again. Calvin Klein Reveal. Performance is so good. The smell is amazing, fruity, boozy, woody, floral. It has all of these things, has a bit of saltness as well. You don't say saltness, you say saltiness. Yeah, so this has a bit of saltiness, sweetness. It is an amazing fragrance for younger people and for people who are like up to your 50s probably. This might be good if you have the proper personality, but I find it to be a better interpretation of Versace Eros. I personally find that one a bit too bitter and dry. This is better. Go for it, very cheap. And because we are still talking about sweet fragrances, AVANT by LANVIN. LANVIN is one of my favorite houses personally. They make really good fragrances. Some of them lack in performance. This one, it is great. I am a fan of this fragrance. Sweet honey, tobacco, waxy, great for the winter. It is not a summer fragrance, but it performs so well. And I do not want to stress this again and again. This is a fragrance that I would like to smell on a gentleman. Okay, I find it to be seductive, inviting, enticing, things like that. This is nice. And I should always talk about this Midnight in Paris by Van Cleef & Arpels. Oh my god, this is love from the first sniff. I could wear it myself, but I would really like to smell it on a man. It is so warm, so inviting, and some people say that it has this plasticky or rubber tie type of smell. This may be really noticeable when you smell the fragrance very up close, but as it dries down and this disappears within 1 hour, I guarantee you, you smell all the beauty of the almond and the vanilla. It has also some tea note, I think, and the leather, of course, which I find to be not very prominent because it is one of the opening notes. So again, Midnight in Paris, a very romantic fragrance, a great bottle. Get it while you can. And here I'm going to talk about a very loyal friend. Hugo Boss bottled the original Eau de Toilette, but since they released the intense Eau de Toilette, not the Eau de Parfum, the Eau de Parfum, I found it to be a bit too floral and probably a bit sickening for my taste. The Eau de Toilette lasts so well and it replaces the original. However, some of you might disagree, but this is the fragrance that I associate personally with my husband. I fell in love with him when I used to smell this fragrance on him, and probably this is a bit of a personal information, but my husband has the best skin to accept fragrances. All fragrances show their full potential on his skin, and if he wears a fragrance that is strong, it gets stronger. If he wears a fragrance that is bad, it turns worse. And if he wears a nice fragrance, it gets better and better as he wears it. And he is generous in applying. So this is an advice for you. For these types of fragrances that are not so potent, don't be shy to reapply or apply like about 6-8 sprays. I know the way my husband does it. I'm going to demonstrate for you. He does 3 on the chest. He does 1 here, another 1 here on the other arm, and about 3 or 4 on his neck. And sometimes he goes down. So yeah. He is really generous in applying perfume, and I think this is the right way to go, because I was talking about this fragrance and I said that it projects so well and it smells amazing, but I've noticed that sometimes I smelt it on other people. Probably they didn't apply it a lot. I could barely smell it. So yeah, make sure to apply a generous amount. Moving on, another love, Gilles Sanda, Sanda Femen. I have mentioned this fragrance a lot. I would love that this fragrance would get more hype because it is a very unique fragrance. Actually, I'm going to apply some today. Peppery, spicy, fresh, sweet, green, lush, everything good exists in this fragrance. I can't stress that enough. Very unique, and this is really a matter of personal taste. I love the note of cardamom and black pepper. I love black pepper, some people don't. I love it, that's why I love fragrances that have this type of freshness. And I think we are down to the last fragrance, or last 2 fragrances. Of course, Carolina Herrera CH Men. I prefer it over CH Men Privé. I like CH Men Privé. Prefer this better. And if I want to choose a fragrance, I would choose this. And again, it played so well on my husband's skin, and I found it to be so alluring and warming. It has a nice leather note, I think. Even if you manage to get the new reformulation with the all black bottle, no red ribbon here, I think it is a bit stronger on the leather. Some people might prefer this, a tiny bit less sweet. I think even the new one, if I manage to get it, I'm going to like it. Great fragrance. And here is an honorable mention, VIKTOR and ROLF SPICEBOMB, but the original formulation. You know, when I included YSL, La Nuit de l'Homme, I didn't specify old or new, because for me, Even the new, except for the 2016 batch, smells good, probably not as strong, but here it doesn't even smell the same. That's why if you could get your hands on a 2012 bottle, I think this would be worth it. A great, spicy, sweet tobacco fragrance. I love it. Alright, so this concludes the list. These are my top 10 all-time favorite fragrances for men, and please do not forget that this is my personal taste. So here I'm not judging fragrances objectively, I'm not talking about the notes, I'm talking about the things that I'd like to smell on a man, and I think many women would agree with me. Probably some of these fragrances might be controversial, purely personal taste, but some of them would really appeal to women, and you are fine to get these and smell good and appealing. So yeah, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and leave your comments and feedback down below. I'll speak to you very soon. Until then, as usual, please be safe, guys. Bye.